It is so cold today. It's about like 2 degrees in Belfast. Oh my god. It's almost 9:30 in the morning. And I've got my ticket for the Crumley Cow prison. Woo, yeah. So before that, because I still have a lot of time. I know the light is like bam, but at least it's not raining. It's sunny. Cold but sunny. That's good. I'm going to go sightseeing a little bit more. You know, it is what it is. It's fantastic. It's good. And then after the prison, because I'll have about 2 hours before that and the Titanic exhibition, I am going to West Belfast, where all the murals, where the Peace Wall is, where history is still not forgotten. So according to my guide yesterday, Brian, you need to be careful with what you display. That means Union Jacks, like this one. I need to conceal it. Clifton House, it's one of the finest examples of Georgian architecture in Belfast, and it was built in the 18th century as a poorhouse, so basically a charity house. And even though the outside is absolutely gorgeous, the inside was it didn't reflect this opulence, this beauty. It is private property, so I don't want to get in trouble. So there you go, Clifton House, beautiful, with a big spire on top. And the date it was built, or the year it was built, 1774. Graveyard, the Clifton House graveyard, which, you know, if you know me, you know that I like that kind of stuff. I know it's weird, but for me it's just because cemeteries, graveyards in England, they're so different from what I'm used to, that they have this eerie atmosphere, and the graves are old and they're different. So yes, I'm gonna try and find it now. And then, because I still have lots of time, let's go and explore. Walk. Ooh, pumpkins. Pumpkins. Okay, so as I've said before, Belfast is divided into north, south, east and west. Belfast, we have the city centre where the main things are, and then Belfast is divided into quarters like Queen's Quarter, Cathedral Quarter, Linen Quarter, etc. So the outskirts of the city are called the heartlands, and this is where traditions are still kept, and where you still see, and the sun is behind me, fantastic, lovely lighting. This is in the heartlands, this is where you see the difference between nationalists, unionists, Catholics and Protestants. So it's lovely to visit there, but you just need to be careful, especially West Belfast. And my tour guide said, if you go If you go on Falls Road, you be careful, do not show a Union Jack because they will see it as an insult. If you go to Shankill Road, do not show an Irish flag because they will take it as an insult. So just be careful. If you're not from the area, don't do anything that might seem disrespectful. Although you know it's the 21st century and people should not be disrespected by flags, okay? But I've seen now, and as you can see, we are not in center. We are not in the city center anymore, and there you can see both flags together, the Union Jack and the Irish flag, Northern Ireland. And I think this can be considered West Belfast, and you do feel a change in scenery and the way things are, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see bigger differences. Clifton House there, huge house. Yeah. This is the second building I see in this part of the city that is abandoned and in disrepair, and it's such a beautiful building. Why not just transform it into something, anything really? It's just there, lying there, and God, let's go see the facade of it. This is the Crumlin Road Courthouse, and it's like this. It's like a ghost building. Overgrown grass and nature, complete disrepair. Look how beautiful it is. Why not restore it to its former glory? Make something out of it. It's very sad. It's very, very sad because it's just lying here. It's very sad. Opposite the courthouse is the Crumlin Road Prison. Very famous, apparently very haunted. Okay, so there is this. It's not a legend. I think it's a fact. There underground, there's a tunnel that connects the prison to the former courthouse. I hope they let us go in because I like that kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, and they have a Ferris wheel. Wow! Should I go? Should I not? I have time. So the gaol, the prison built in. I'm just staying away from the sun. The gaol, the prison, completed in 1846, is the only surviving Victorian prison in Ireland. That is awesome. Amazing. Lots and lots of people were imprisoned here. Quite a few died here as well by suicide. As I said before, there is a tunnel underneath the road that connects the prison, to the former courthouse to transport the prisoners there to be judged to be given a sentence. To visit the prison is £12, but if you come off-peak, which is up to until 11:30, I think, you only pay £9 if you buy it online. That is awesome. So do it. And I think the best time to visit is early morning, when the crowds are not very big, so you have time and space to explore and take pictures and enjoy the experience of visiting the Gal. So it was in operation for 150 years, and during those 150 years 17 men were executed and their bodies were buried within the prison walls. That's why it's haunted. I mean, come on, if I was executed here, I would definitely haunt people and the place. My cough. And their sentence was, and let me read it to you, to be hung by the neck until dead, buried in unconsecrated ground and in an unmarked grave. I mean, if that is not enough for you to haunt the hell out of people after you die, then I don't know what it is.
So this part of the jail is called the Circle. So its design is based off the design of Pentonville Prison in London. And at one point in the 19th century, there were about 60 different jails throughout the British Isles.
The tour is very informative and it was really nice. Nice not in the sense of the history. The history is horrible, obviously, because it was a former prison. But it's always, for me, I like going to places and try to understand what happened and why it happened, and try to put myself in the place of the people, in this case the prisoners, women, children, man in the Victorian era up until 1924. It's you know, hard, but it's very worth it. So, and if you can do a ghost tour, then do it, because I would do it. As I'm making my way to Shankill Road to see the murals and the Peace Wall. So the Peace Wall, we can consider it Belfast-Berlin Wall. It separated during the Troubles. The Troubles was a period in the late 60s up to early 90s, where the tension between Catholics and Protestants was so big that the army, the British army, had to intervene, and unfortunately lots of people died, and they built a wall which is called the Peace Wall in order to basically stop the killings, because people were killing each other. And over religion, it's ridiculous. I think there was some politics involved as well. The Unionists, the ones that wanted to stay with the United Kingdom, and the Nationalists, the ones that wanted an united Ireland. So it's very complicated, and although it's been many years, not that long obviously, but it's still seen around, and people that grew up through there and passed through the generations, and you can still see it somehow, and the murals are sort of like a way to show how things were back then and all that. But people shouldn't fight over religion. It doesn't make any sense. People shouldn't fight over anything really. But fortunately, that's what happened. And although it's over, there's still this partition, this difference, the Protestants, the Catholics, the Unionists, the Nationalists, and apparently it's seen, especially here in West Belfast, Shankill Road and Falls Road, and well, let's see what happens. This is what used to be this is Shankill Road, Shankill's quarter. This used to be the Protestant side of the city, and still today there is a majority of Protestants here, although these differences cannot be taken into consideration anymore. Shankill Road is definitely a place where you'll know what the troubles were about for the Protestant side, how people were killed mercilessly for no reason, innocent people. So as I was saying, this side, Shankill Quarter, is all about the Protestants and how their faith, their religion led them to be killed, murdered by the RRA. My question now is, and I've been thinking about this while I was going up Shankill Road, is if I go to Falls Road, is it going to be the same thing but for the Catholic side? I'm gonna check. This is what you see on this side of West Belfast. The Union Jack, the Unionists. Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland, the United Kingdom, Protestants. I got a bit lost, but I found the peace wall, and because I got lost, I found myself in the Catholic side, the nationalist side, where it's all about the Irish flags. And having in mind what Brian the guide told me on yesterday, I immediately just took my scarf and put it in front of me, concealing my Union Jack, because I don't know, I think it's not a fear, but it's this irrational thing that I'm gonna be told off by someone from this side of the wall. So yes, this is a memorial garden, and the peace wall, as I've explained before, was built to somehow stop the conflicts, the killings of Catholics and Protestants, Unionists and Nationalists. I'm gonna try and check the other side and see what they have there. I've just noticed coming back from the other side that these are gates, points of passage between one side and the other, and the peace wall runs there and on that side as well. So the tradition in Belfast is to pay a black cab, and he will take you to the murals, the peace wall. He will tell you a bit about the history. I don't know how much it is, but I'm pretty sure it's expensive. So I'll just use my feet and my knowledge and my Google. But if, you know, that's the experience you want to have, you're more than welcome to get a black cab and go around. I'm walking down and appreciating, well, this is graffiti, but all in all, and the conclusion that I take from this is that many innocent lives were lost because of this conflict. And it's sad because even nowadays we still have that. And hopefully the world will get better one day. And it's up to us to, one person at a time, one step at a time, change this world and Stop conflict, stop war. Let's all live in peace together.